Alright, hey guys, it's Fourth Metric here with my not iPad, and just wanted to kind of hang out in the studio and talk with some friends of mine. So here we have a group which is allegedly known as Beyond Steels. So we're going to talk. We have Moses, Oliver, Robin, which I know for some time, like maybe my whole life, and Wayne. So yeah, so thank you guys for kind of coming out. And yeah, so I just had a couple questions. Where did the name come from, Beyond Steels? What's up with that?
Where did it come from, Moses? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember Moses. Why? Well, we the four of us actually sang together with the University of Toronto Gospel Choir.
Okay, cool.
And there was a group of guys actually that we all would take the GO train together from rehearsal, and it was all because we lived north of Steels.
Ah.
So
it started out as north of Steels then?
Not even. No, we just talked about living beyond Steels, and yeah. So we would do music together on the side, and had to come up with a name. So that's what we just refer to ourselves as.
Awesome. All right. So you said you guys worked with met at the University of Toronto Gospel Choir, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So I know that choir. I've been one of the roadies for a couple of years, just carrying equipment and making random noises in the back. But yeah. So what was it like singing at UTGC? Like what was that experience like being in that big of a choir?
Not sure. Moses, I think you have a couple of stories.
Well, why did we keep going back to me?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I think that it was a great opportunity. I think all of us are very interested in music and performing, and so we. I think it was just a great. I don't even know what I'm saying. Jeez. I can't believe you guys like Moses. Okay. I already have a question that I'm supposed to answer. Why am I answering all the others?
The reason why this is funny, I'll tell you guys, is because we made a plan just to mess with Moses, right? So no matter what question I asked...
Are you guys serious? Ah!
Oh, man. Wonder.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's funny.
This was planned. And all of this is going to go up. I don't even care.
Like, how long can we get away with that?
And I'm feeling crap. Listen, I'm feeling dry.
I've seen the sweat Moses, like, what's really going on. That's just really cool. And that's exactly the type of interviews I want to do, is like really relax. Cause I've known you guys for years and stuff, and I really respect, like your vocal ability, the way that you kind of mesh together and stuff. So yeah, so I'm just, so when it comes to like vocals and stuff, we hear different things like harmony and unison and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just tell me a little bit about that, like what's the difference?
What was this?
Nope, you can't do that.
Well, when something's sung in unison, basically everybody's singing exactly the same thing. They're singing the same notes at the same time, all the time. When something's sung in harmony, then people are singing different notes that complement each other.
Okay. And that's where the alto, soprano, and tenor come in, right? Is there more than just those three? Because I hear like people say different things and stuff.
Oftentimes you might have a bass part as well, or a baritone, right? So, I mean, depending on the song and what you want to try and convey, you can have many parts.
Cool.
But the most common ones are soprano, alto, tenor.
That's right, and it really does kind of round out when you have a lot of the lower harmonies.
Okay.
It rounds out the tone of the whole song.
Awesome.
When you just have the three higher pitched harmonies, you have the low bass or the baritone to kind of round it out and make it complete.
Okay. So I know that sometimes with choirs they will have all the sections together, and sometimes they'll just mix them up. So like you'll have like a tenor with like two altos and a soprano, and then just like mix them up and stuff. Like why do you do things like that? What's the point of mixing a group?
As opposed to keeping all
as
the
opposed to
sopranos
keeping
together and all the altos?
Yeah.
I think when in different groups that I've sang with, it helps because you're able to hear a chord better, so your harmonies are not off.
Okay.
So when you're mixed, I guess, I don't know, just trying to think of a...
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in rehearsal, I mean, usually we would rehearse in our sections, so you'll have sopranos, altos, and tenors sitting in their own sections. But every now and then, we'll mix up the voices, and it just kind of provides provides you with an opportunity to hear a different part beside you.
Okay.
And then it also kind of sharpens your ears a little bit,
Okay.
so that when you're, actually singing or performing the song, then the voices kind of blend together a little bit better.
That's pretty cool.
So when the voices are mixed, you can hear what your part is relative to the others,
Okay.
as opposed to when you're singing in your own section, all you hear is your own part. So you're just kind of memorizing a line as opposed to.
Cool. So it's not as selfish. Like I know my part and forget you guys.
That's right.
All right, cool. So are you saying that you sung in different choirs and stuff? And I also know that you're an executive producer of an album. So you want to tell us a little bit about what that experience was? First
Yeah.
of all, what's the album?
So I had the privilege and honor of being one of 3 executive producers on the University of Toronto Gospel Choir's album.
Cool.
We released that I think in 2007.
Yep.
So yeah, that experience was interesting for me simply because I'd never been, I guess, behind the booth during a recording.
Right.
And so that was neat to see how a project comes together.
Right.
Looking at budgets, making sure that you've got timelines that are met,
Okay.
and establishing those even
Right.
was a different experience.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the times we think of like executive producer, and you tend to think of like the glorified version, right? Like there's a guy in the back and like giving the thumbs up through the through the mirror and stuff.
Right.
But there's a lot of other things to consider, like budgeting and that kind of stuff. So
Right.
yeah, that's pretty cool to kind of set a proper expectation as to what is actually involved there. And so that's really all the questions that I had for you guys, and thanks for helping make fun of most of
Any opportunity that we get.
That's right. Honestly.
It's all good. And that's it. So I'm just wondering, do you guys have any shout outs that you want to give to the people watching and stuff? Anybody you want to say hi
Well, actually, this group here, Beyond Steels, is actually not complete yet. We're actually missing one member. I'm not sure if Moses had mentioned, but there's actually 4 of us. So it's Moses, Wayne, myself, and my older brother, who sung with us with the choir as well. And so we just want to give a shout out to my brother, MD, and he's also a photographer on the side. So if you want to check out his page, it's mddphotography.com.
Cool.
That'd be great.
Awesome. So yeah, in replacement, not necessarily replacement, but subbing in for Michael Davis, my older sister, Robin, which is so older sibling substitute, and but the links will be available on fourthmetricmusic.com/network. So feel free to check it out there and stuff. You'll get the interviews, you'll get profiles, and subscribe to our page at fourthmetricmusic.com.
Oh, Joe, one more shout out.
Yep.
Our choir director, Lisa
course.
Toussaint.
Oh yeah.
Lisa, Lisa, can I join the choir next year? And that's all we got. This is Joe for Fourth Metric Music. Take it easy, guys. Not iPad.